Boom! And we are live once again with Systems Summits live broadcast for you. And I am Stan Shields. I am here with Dr. Victoria Boyd, who is the founder of Systems Summits. So hello, Dr. Boyd. How are you?
Good morning. I am pumped up. Yeah, I guess even if I'm having a bad day, that intro just pumps me up and gets me going. It is that hard rock. Let's get this show started. And I'm doing fabulous. Just fabulous.
Boom, 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 boom. I like it. So it's exciting.
Hey, that was the mood I was in when I created it. I was in that.
I got you. So let's do this. Before we introduce our guests, I am so excited about our guests today. I just cannot wait to introduce these two people. However, before we do that, first, let's say welcome to our replay viewers. Anyone watching this broadcast, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. And make sure that you like, subscribe, follow, whatever the case may be. We are on both Facebook and YouTube. So make sure you like, follow, subscribe on those, and be sure to share it with your friends if you like what you see or what you hear from this. Now, Dr. Boyd, tell us a little bit about Systems Summits. What is Systems Summits? And then we're going to go into meeting our guests.
Absolutely. Systems Summit evolved out of basically the pandemic. I'm the founder of the Philanthropreneur Foundation. We are a nonprofit, and we have a brick and mortar training center here in Nevada. We are the only brick and mortar training center for and dedicated to nonprofits here in the state of Nevada. But we were closed because of the pandemic, and we had to come up with other ways to reach those that needed our education, awareness, and resources. For a year or more, almost 2 or 3 years, actually, I've been thinking about doing virtual conferences. But at that time, most businesses said, no, I got to do this face-to-face. I can't do business that way. Bam. I didn't have to explain it anymore. Once the pandemic hit, they understood exactly why people needed to go virtual. So Systems Summits evolved. And now it is a regular program of the Philanthropreneur Foundation offered every quarter, January, April, July, and October. And we address and support micro businesses. Those are the entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, any business or nonprofit that has less than 5, I'll say employees, but most of them aren't even employees. They're generally just team members, but then you bring on all these other services. So we focus on project management, human resources, accounting and finance, marketing and sales, business development. This summit is passion, purpose, and profits. If you don't align them all together, you're just going to be unfulfilled. So Systems Summit, we're going to have dynamic international speakers, coast to coast and Spain. So this entire platform will be around the world.
Awesome. And they can get there. Just look at the banner at the very top of the screen. Systemsummits.com is how you find it, and go get signed up. It's free. It's a free registration. There's no reason not to go sign up, right?
Right. It's free. It's free. 48 hours, access to all of these speakers. Watch it at 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's right.
Whenever.
That's right. And we've had people tell us that that's one of the things that they love, is that they're able to actually watch it on their schedule, right?
Yes.
And so that is one of those huge benefits that you don't always see. All right.
Yes.
So I am super excited to introduce the next two people here. And I've known both of these people for 20 years or longer, and great business relationships with them back in Denver. So we all three were in Denver for the longest time. My friend Chris Natzke is one of these people, and I should actually say Master Chris Natzke, because Master Natzke was not only a business inspiration for me. I modeled my martial arts school after his martial arts school, and he taught me a ton with regard to martial arts and systems. So my first introduction to systems from a business standpoint came from a lot of what I learned from him, and he used to do teaching at something called the National, it was NAPMA. What was it? National Professional Martial Artists, something like that, right? So I learned a ton from Chris. Now, and so we're going to bring Chris up and have him talk in just a minute here, but I want to introduce Angel Tuccy as well. And once again, 20-year relationship here. Angel and I used to attend the South Metro Denver Chamber of Commerce meetings and events and the block parties and even the salsa dancing networking thing that we used to go to. Remember that, Angel?
I do remember dancing with you. It's one of my favorite memories.
So both of these people are just totally phenomenal people, and I just love what has happened with their growth over these years, and I'm so inspired by what they have done. So I can't wait to dive in and chat with them. And so, Angel, how are you this morning? What's going on?
Well, I'm doing fantastic, Stan. I am in the middle of a move from Denver to Florida. So I am in a temporary situation right now, but 14 more days and hopefully we will finally close on this house that we thought we were going to close on December 8th, then it was January 8th, and now it's February 8th. So, but I'm super excited. I'm super excited to be here and be a part of this. And you are right, like because of technology, because of streaming, because of all of the systems we have behind the scenes, I can really be anywhere and be a part of your event. That's
right. And we are so excited that you are here today. This is phenomenal. Master Natzke, this last 20 years or whatever has been phenomenal. What's been happening with you lately? How are you doing?
Well, the first thing I'll say is that I'm the one staying in Denver. So I'm going to be putting down the fort here. And the second thing is, it sounds like your history with Angel is a lot more exciting than our history was. But no, things are going well. You know, as I shared with you, I'm still involved in martial arts. My students own schools now that I oversee, but I've really been focusing a lot on coaching and speaking for the last 5-6 years, and having a blast.
That is amazing. I remember when you started moving out of martial arts and started moving more into the speaking and coaching arena, right? And and like everything, when we're embarking on a brand new career like that, it's challenging in the beginning to get that off the ground, right?
Absolutely.
And get that started. And so just take a second here and just talk about maybe what was it that really helped you, or how did you really get it going, right? Because it's always challenging in the beginning, but so tell us the quick version of your story.
Yeah, very good. Well, the quick version is started in corporate America, but have been training in martial arts my whole life. Always had a dream of opening up a school, which I did and had for 17 years here in Denver. And it was a very successful school, but really felt I wanted to play a little bit bigger game and take those same principles out. And I guess the biggest thing that I learned from that, Stan, is, and you'll appreciate this as well, is when you're in the leadership role in martial arts, you've got a bunch of people that are very respectful toward you, and they're all bowing and they're all calling you sir. And then you go out in the real world.
I know what you're going to say.
That's right. And it's like, who's this dude, right? And so, but the thing that I really came to appreciate was coming into it with a beginner's mind, right? Mm-hmm. So again, I started out in the professional speaking world as a white belt again.
That's right.
To move through. And when I was able to make that transition, then things started to unfold.
Mm-hmm. I knew that's where you were going with that, because it was, oh my gosh, I moved here to Las Vegas and I'm like, hey man, I got all these credentials behind me and this and that. And most of these people are like, well, so what?
Yeah. Totally.
So what?
Yeah, I think we all have that same experience. I was an educator for 32 years. Yeah. I walked in the room and it was my ship. This was a dictatorship. No, I'm captain of this room. When I say go,
Yeah, I was a broadcaster in Denver, Colorado. I was on the radio. We had, I was the chairman of the board of my local chamber of commerce. And when I left all that and I started traveling as a speaker, kind of like you, Chris, like, who are you? You're a complete stranger. We have no idea, no accolades. So it is very humbling. It is very humbling to feel like you're on top of the heap, right? And then to be starting all over again.
Yeah.
It is. And Angel, that's actually, I would love for you to share that story a little bit because, you know, I mean, like I said, Angel and I have known each other for a lot of years here, and Angel was doing the radio thing, and man, they were just rolling along, doing great. And then all of a sudden it changed.
It changed in a 5-minute conversation. I've been a radio host in Denver, Colorado. We hosted the most positive business talk show in America. We were nationally syndicated, coast to coast, award winning. We had a growing team. We had one of the longest running records for maintaining our advertisers on a radio show that was unheard of. I mean, it was just accolade after accolade. And about 3 years ago, I walked into my studio all ready to do 2 back-to-back shows, which we were doing 2 back-to-back. So 4 hours of daily radio every single day. And our producer called us in 5 minutes before we were going live on the air. And he said this phrase, "We've made a change." And 5 minutes later, I'm being escorted out of the building. I have my cardboard box, my disco ball. We had a guest who was a client had flown in that day to be a guest on the show. He had been setting up his camera so he could stream Facebook Live behind the scenes. Yeah, very embarrassing. And, you know, and then of course your phone is blowing up. Where are you? Where are you? You know, just like that, off the air. And within 24 hours, everything that had my voice, my image, anything with our branding was professionally erased, as if I never had even existed before. And I will tell you, I've watched them do it hundreds of times to others in that space. It's very common, but to have it happen to you and in a very public way, yeah, a lot of ice cream, a lot of ice cream.
Wow. Yeah.
And tears.
Wow.
Yes, you're a woman of my heart. Ice cream cures everything.
Good stuff, right? And it was time for the good stuff because
Just ask Dan, whenever we have meetings, somehow the conversation drifts to food.
Always evolves around the food, you know, but usually it's always good food that she's cooking. This great, I don't even know if I want to call it Southern cooking because she's not really a Southern girl, but this good home food, right? This good comfort food, whatever, that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So let's
has turned me into a master chef.
Yeah. Let's do this. Let's take a quick pause for a commercial break from our sponsors, and then we're going to come back and we're going to carry on with this conversation and learn a little bit more about what each of our guests are going to be talking about at the summit. So hang on, we'll be right back. And we are back. There we go. So let's start with Master Natzke over here. And I'll tell you what, it's so funny because in the martial arts world, we always go by formal names, right? Mr. this, Mr. that. And so Master Natzke, Master Shield, Mr. Shield, whatever. And it took me the longest to actually be able to call him Chris. He's younger than me. He's younger than me. I should be able to do that really easy.
It's true, though. Those things get ingrained, man. I'm the same way.
So you will be talking about, you've got 3, and I had it right here in front of me, and I lost it. So you tell us, what are you talking about?
I'm glad I know what I'm speaking about. So
that's good, yes.
Yeah, so I've entitled my talk, Breaking Through, Navigating Through Challenging Times with Power, Passion, and Purpose. And so, you know, I think that we've all gone through some pretty challenging times over the last year. And one of the things as I was thinking about this is that these challenging times, there's 2 things that came to mind. Is number one is these challenging times that we have is many times they become the greatest aspects of our lives when we look back at them, right? That's where we really grew the most. And so how can we kind of change that perspective? But the best way to do that, I think, is to give people tools and techniques for dealing with challenges. So when those things are happening, how do you deal with it? Whether you're a an entrepreneur, whether you're an employee, whether you're a husband, a father, a wife, whatever, how do you deal with those things? Because what I found is if you adhere to these 3 things that I'm going to be sharing, you can really get through and get out it on the other side even stronger than you were before.
That is fantastic. That's exciting. So we'll dive into those a little bit more, maybe just a tiny bit anyway. What about you, Angel? What is it? What are you talking about this time?
Well, we're talking about how to make your big impact, leveraging the power of media exposure, how to get booked in front of what I call OPA, other people's audiences, radio, television, magazines, podcasts, stages. I've been in this space now for 12 years. Of course, went from radio broadcasting right into the public speaking world. And right before the pandemic, we were traveling around teaching entrepreneurs how to position themselves to be that content expert and then how to get booked. And we were really teaching you how to do it all from the comfort of your own home. So once the pandemic hit, all of my clients were instantly poised and positioned to make that transition. And for many of them, they had their best years ever. So it was like the best worst year. And I'm going to teach you the top 3 ways to get started in all of that.
And that is fantastic. And that's that applies to you too, right? I mean, you went from having something like 100 speaking engagements out there to, oh, well, wait, what do I do now, right?
Exactly, right? The ceiling or the floor fell out from all of us. I had over 60 events already on the calendar that immediately were canceled. My phone started blowing up from all these other speakers who were freaking out. What are we going to do now? I'm like, we've been trained for this. We know exactly what to do. And thanks to the online technology, we actually hosted our very first online event. Within 10 days, had over 1,000 people register for that. You wouldn't have that traditionally in a live event. We weren't seeing those kind of numbers in a 10-day turnaround to get that kind of results and response. And so now, because they can listen and it's on demand and whenever and wherever, there are more opportunities and they're coming out faster than we can keep up with. And so visibility is the key to success in 2021. And I'm learning it and I do it and I teach it. I'm walking right alongside of my clients.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Let me speak to one of the things she said, that whole visibility and on demand that we've shifted to. The whole virtual world, everybody became Zoomies or got on Zoom and tried to put together different platforms, mainly through Zoom, because they hadn't explored the webinars and all of those other things. Zoom was easy. And so a lot of the summits and virtual conferences that came out were Zoom based. And that's what sort of sets System Summits apart. Not only have we leveled up in terms of technology, we use an actual website that has a platform that hosts all of the presentations, that has chat boxes, and it's there permanently so it can be on demand. We now have a virtual presence. We're not there just for a moment as in a Zoom presentation. And so I always want to talk about the difference between System Summit and a Zoom event, and that's what I call them. System Summit has built sustainability into its platform. And what I really loved, what Kimya, one of our other speakers, spoke about, was that it's grounded in education. It's, I'm sure we've all been and gone to some online events that you're like, okay, so what are they talking about? And that's sort of what drove me to really put in time, effort, and energy in building out this type of platform. Because we could have done it the real simple path. Simple is not in my DNA. Ask Stan. I always take that other path and make sure it's excellence, though. The Philanthropreneur Foundation has a standard of excellence, and I had to make sure that System Summit met those standards. And so I'm excited because both of these speakers are standards and pillars of excellence. How'd you like that?
Right.
Yeah, nice segue there. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, good segue, good tie, good weave in. And systems, right? The whole word is in there, is systems work, and you've heard this, like people fail, but systems work. And when you follow systems, the fact that you're able to set yourself apart, to give a brand new platform, those subtle changes for the audience, they don't know all the pieces that went behind the scenes, Victoria, that you put together, but they feel them, right? They might not know, they might not know it, but it feels different. It is different. And therefore there's more energy around it. We're always looking for that something new that's going to stand out from what we're doing.
And just one tiny little element that we add that others that we've got, well, I've gotten so many comments back on, was that it's at the beginning of every video is a tiny little System Summit intro. And it's just cubes rolling in, System Summit, and it has the date of the presentation. What it does, it makes the presentation start from the beginning as a professional presentation. And so you'll see it when, well, Angel, you probably saw it last time when, because yours started that way, but all of our presentations have that little touch that just takes them a step above and makes them presentable, and you could actually present it on any platform that you have, you know, as, look, this is what I did.
I think they're all, I think 2020 for so many people, they just like were using what they had. Right. They're like throwing stuff out there. Like, we don't have a guidebook for this. We don't have any experience for what's happening. But then there were those that, okay, so this is it. Now how do we make that better? How do we take what we learned and how do we make that even better and make it excellence? That's one of your core values. And you pour that into the System Summit. And I think that's what people are responding to. And that's why you're attracting such fabulous guests.
All right. Thank you. Yes. And we are attracting such fabulous guests
we are.
like you guys. but seriously, every guest that has been on, there's just been so much good stuff, right? That's coming out of all of those that it just makes it super exciting. And I'm giddy just waiting for all of these presentations around the summit, because after watching the last one, Angel had so much great stuff in her presentation that I'm looking at it going, man, you need to watch this like 10 times to get all the stuff that she is giving people in it, right? But she does that in every single one of the events or activities, whatever it is, because she did a thing on Meetup where she had a series of 4 meetings that she invited people to, and every single meeting she was giving these just value. And that's the whole concept: give value, give value, give value. She was just giving tons and tons of value. I learned so much with those. She did one this month too, I think, and I missed it because I just had too many things happening, but I missed it. You had one this month, right?
We are running, we ran a 4-week series in December on how to build those relationships online. Like, this is just something I was still hearing a lot of people were struggling with. How do we connect with people virtually? Because there is so much noise. And, you know, my business coaches, I've had several, my last one, give them so much value. Just pour in the value as much as you can. And those that want to work with you will rise out of that, who want even more. And so we did that in December. This month, we did a 4-week series on how to jumpstart your 2021. And we're halfway through it. So I think there's 2 more weeks left of that. Stan, I loved having you. You bring so much value, just even in the audience. We do a lot of masterminding, bringing everybody's tips and best practices together. And Stan, you're a valuable asset to the group. So thanks for playing with us.
Thank you. I'll be back. I love being a part of those. Now, Chris has got some new stuff that's going on with him, right? You've got a new course that's coming up, and you've got a book. And so you're already an author, but is this like the second book or the third book, or what's coming up?
Yeah, second book. So, well, it's interesting when things changed via COVID, all of a sudden I realized that not being able to do all these speaking engagements that I had lined up, I had a lot of time on my hands. So it's about, using that time to pivot. And so what I did is I created an online program and a book that I call Breaking Through. And so the book is called Breaking Through: 3 Winning Strategies to Create Breakthrough Results in Your Life, Business, and Relationships. And so there's the book version that's now available on Amazon. Literally just uploaded it on Monday. So it's going to be hot off the presses. And then I also have a corresponding online course with that I'll be sharing with folks as well. So if you don't want to take the book version of it, you can listen to me, do some videos, and take you step by step through what I call the 3 C's of creating breakthrough, which is to clarify your vision, create your plan, and then take consistent action.
Yep, absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm looking for my button here. Angel, it's so great when you have a whole team that's actually back there pulling the button, doing the buttons for you and all of that stuff, right? I need to get a team doing that stuff for me here. But so I love it with, there was a, what was that tenet, Chris, that you guys used to say? It always ended with take consistent.
We call it the black belt cycle of success.
Yes.
So if I can indulge you, it's to know what you want, have a plan, have a success coach, take consistent action, review your progress, and renew your goals.
That's it. Yeah.
Now there's handbooks too that we teach the kids, but I'm not going to do those right now if it's okay. But but the fact of the matter is those tenets, that black belt cycle of success.
That's right.
It works across all aspects of your life.
That's right.
And in fact, I was thinking, I used to teach, as you said, that systems course in the martial arts world. But man, systems are important in our life as well. I mean, you see the people that are most successful, entrepreneurs in particular, and they're people that follow systems, not only in their business, but in their life.
It's everything.
System has been a driving force for me. That's one reason how System Summits came about, because I taught nonprofit management at UNLV for about 9 years. And I kept hearing myself over and over, you need systems in your operations management and all of this. And I became this broken record of doing that. Mentioning books, I'm doing all this. Another shameless plug.
All right, there you go.
In my off time, I have so much free time. I actually wrote 2 books during the pandemic.
Nice.
But this is the journal that goes along with System Summit. You can get it on Amazon at systemsummit.com/journal. It truly is a journal divided into our 5 core areas where you can keep your notes organized in a system. It also has a place at the back to keep some phone numbers and email addresses, and a theme area to just jot down ideas for things. Yes, it follows the systems of System Summit, but it's also day-to-day use of every meeting, conversation, keep it organized according to different topics.
Yeah.
On Amazon.
There you go. So we are nearing the end of our time here. So I want to wrap up with any last words or your invitation to join you, connect with you somehow. And I want to start with Angel. Angel, what should people do to learn more about you, maybe work with you, get an opportunity to talk to you, whatever?
Well, I am super excited to be presenting at the Systems Summit, and you can register. Obviously, you can get your free pass, get it on demand at systemsummits.com. I have a complimentary media starter kit. If you are looking to get more publicity, media, speaking, get your message out to other people's audiences, I've got a complimentary media starter kit, which is full of tips, templates, even some guaranteed media outlets that are looking for you to get started today, so you can kickstart that media exposure immediately. And you can grab that at makeyourbigimpact.com. That's my website, makeyourbigimpact.com, and get started, because the media is looking for you. We are looking for stories. We're looking for speakers. We're looking for authors to interview and to feature. And I know for most entrepreneurs, a little bit more exposure is going to kickstart everything that you're looking for. Visibility truly is the key to success in 2021.
All right. Fantastic. And Chris, you've got something that you're offering as well, right?
I do. If people want to go to my website, chrisnatzke.com, That's CHRISNATZKE.com. And if you want to download a free report I have, which is entitled The Top 10 Big Ideas to Create a Breakthrough in Your Life. So you get a little bit of a taste of some things I'm going to be speaking about at System Summit. And also, hopefully, it'll help you as you get started off to have a great 2021.
Very good. Very good. Those are exciting. Great, great, nice little benefits that you get for free for just being here, for just participating, just coming out and play with us today, right? So, Dr. Boyd, why don't you take just a second here and just tell everybody once again, where do they go to connect with or to get signed up for the summit?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Systemsummits.com. That's where you can register free. You'll get 48 hours of free access to all of the presentations. You'll have access to our morning broadcast each morning at 8 a.m. and also the 1:30 to 3 p.m. speaker office hours where you can ask direct questions. You can connect and talk to our summit speakers at systemsummits.com. Think about upgrading and keeping these presentations for a lifetime with our all access pass, because as Stan said, you're going to want to go back to these. I mean, a lot of these presentations I have actually watched, I hate to say it, 5, 6, 7 times. How did I miss that? Or what did she say? I have to go back and actually write down notes and things. But systemsummits.com, systemsummit.com/journal. Go there to get your journal. You need to order it now so you'll have it in time. Amazon will send it right out to you. But we're looking forward to having everyone there. Angel mentioned being authors. I have a whole new author program I'll be introducing at the summit for budding who really got discouraged and are afraid to go through all that work. We'll take care of all of that for you. So looking forward to it.
All right. And before we let everybody go, one last message from the people that brought this to
System Summit Live, brought to you by Marketing Automation Solutions Services, Webinar Secrets, and the Philanthropreneur Foundation. System Summit Live. Obviously, I like making videos.
All right. So any last words, anything anybody wants to say before we officially sign off for today?
Well, I just want to say I'm so excited and I'm so honored to be part of this group. And also one of the things I think I talked about a little bit my story about having to kind of start with that beginner mindset. And there are so many resources out there, and System Summit's going to be providing this. So take advantage of it, because the people that really succeed in terms of mastering their lives and their business are constant learners. And so I just encourage everyone to join us.
Absolutely. Right. You are not alone. There's a whole team of support here for you. So join us. We can't help you if you don't join us.
All right. Love it. Love it. Love it. Good stuff there. Thank you again, guys, for joining us today. We appreciate it. We love you. Can't wait to see the presentations and what's coming out of it from you guys, because you have such great information. For those of you that are watching, then thank you for joining us today. Again, remember to like, subscribe, follow, and share. If you enjoyed what you saw, then share it with your followers, with your friends, and then come and join us next time. So we'll say goodbye, and we'll see you the next time around.